and welcome to this episode of The Afro Investor, hosted by Ayon Agbotogo. Today's topic is investing in the stock market for beginners. In our agenda today, we're going to cover four things. Number one, why invest in the stock market? Two, how much do we need to get started investing in the stock market? Three, what platforms to use in order to get started investing in the stock market? And four, what additional resources to help us gain more knowledge in our investment journey. Without any further ado, let's get started. Why invest in the stock market? We want to invest in the stock market so as to make use of the power of compound interest. Albert Einstein had this to say about compound interest. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. So we would like to understand compound interest and earn it, make it work for us. To compound means to build upon. It means to reinvest our earnings. The second reason why we should invest in the stock market is because of inflation. Inflation is a gradual degradation or the gradual loss in the value of money over time. The inflation in the US, the average inflation in the US right now is at about 2%. What does that mean? That means that every year your wealth or your money's purchasing power decreases by 2%. So a dollar today, tomorrow it will be what, 98 cents. So it would have 98 cents of less purchasing value. So what we would want to do is to protect our money against inflation. How do we do that? We do that by engaging into investments that grow at a rate greater than 2%. The stock market is such an investment where our money can grow at a rate greater than 2%. The average return on the stock market over the past 30 to 50 years has been at about 6%, give or take. The 6% is greater than the 2% inflation, and so investing in the stock market is a good alternative to fight, a good way to protect our wealth against inflation. The third reason why we should invest in the stock market is because the alternative of leaving our money into savings accounts that only earn us about 0.01% to best case scenario 1.5%, it's not favorable. Savings accounts on banks like Bank of America or Chase have a low yield of about 0.01%, which gives you pennies every year. I bet you guys have probably gotten like your monthly statement or your yearly statement telling you your money only earned 5 cents over the whole year. The bank is there making millions or hundreds of dollars over your money while you're only getting pennies. So why not put that money somewhere where you can get a hefty return? One of the major setbacks, one of the things that holds a lot of people back from investing in the stock market is that they don't have enough money to get started. Although this may have been true in the past, with the advent of revolutionary online brokerage accounts and other personal finance apps, you only need as little as $1 to get started. So there shouldn't be a barrier the barrier for entry into investing in the stock market is really low. So I encourage each and every one of you to take action and start investing. What platforms do you need in order to get started investing? Here are a few. You have Robinhood, Acorns, Webull, TD Ameritrade, and E-Trade. I personally use Robinhood and have been using it for a while now, and I do like it because it has a user-friendly interface and it's perfect for beginners. You can go into the description where I do have a link where you can download Robinhood and get started. Each of these apps is also searchable in the App Store or on Google Play. Going forward, another thing, one of the most important step that I would like for you guys to keep note is to keep learning about the stock market. Here are a few resources that you guys can use in order to keep up with your investing knowledge. Investopedia is one that I use frequently in order to refresh myself about investing knowledge. Yahoo Finance, the Wall Street Journal, other websites which you can use to get up to speed about investments. I also recommend this book called The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John C. Bogle, which also gives a few tricks and tips on how to invest. In summary, we've talked about 4 things. You've learned about 4 things today. 1, why you should invest in the stock market, because we want to make use of the power of compound interest and also guard our wealth against inflation. We also want to invest in the stock market in order to, because the alternatives of leaving our money in low yield savings accounts doesn't favor us, doesn't keep up to pace with inflation. We've learned that we only need as little as $1 in order to get started. We've also learned about a couple of platforms which we can use to get started, and we've learned about some resources that we can use to sharpen our investing knowledge. Thank you very much for watching this video till the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay safe.